And hello, everybody. Welcome here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio for your Division VII state championship game for Warren JFK versus New Bremen, the Eagles versus the Cardinals. Dom O'Brien here, DJ Oakley as my color commentator, and then on the sidelines, we have Mike Ackelson as the Warren JFK Eagles blast through their tapestry and enter onto the field. DJ, how you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling great. It's a great day for redemption. 2020, these two teams meet. Kennedy comes up a little bit short. I'm not feeling that today. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Man, oh man, New Bremen just entered on their side of the field. Both of the teams entering with extreme valor for the success of their season. They've done an absolute amazing job to get here. 14-1 Eagles and the 12-3 New Bremen Cardinals. As, like DJ mentioned, New Bremen won the state championship 2 years ago up against Warren JFK with a 31-0 astounding victory, but the Eagles not trying to let that happen to them again today.
No, Dom, and the big thing about this, it's awfully eerie because both teams in the same uniforms, but a different facility here at Tom Benson, so the Eagles got to feel good about that.
What a facility it is, indeed. As now they are going to have everybody remove their hats for the national anthem. And just like that, we have state championship football. Warren JFK won the coin toss, and they selected to defer. So New Bremen will be getting the ball first, and Warren JFK getting it in the later half. But both of these teams, the battle of the birds, as I like to call it, it's a rematch. And I'm ready. Are you ready, brother?
Oh, absolutely, I'm ready. I mean, you look at these two teams, not a whole lot's changed in the last, 2 years since they last met. So JFK still hardcore running the ball, going to try to beat you between the tackles and then try to slip some things to the corners and get outside, same way we saw Canfield South Range do yesterday. And really, if you're JFK, you want to be able to control the line of scrimmages, which is something they've done very well against all their opponents all year, for the exception of Danville in the first half. Right. They figured it out, got that win.
Mike Ackelson down on the sideline. Are you ready for this down there?
Absolutely. The Eagles are electric. They are ready to go. Just a few side notes here. Since that loss to Mogador, they've reeled off 8 straight wins. Danville's the only one that scored over 9 points against them, and they have 3 shutouts. If you're New Bremen, one of their losses, Marion Local. They just won a state title. Little known fact, 10 years ago, they almost disbanded this football program. Had they done that, they wouldn't be on this field today or have won a state championship. I am ready. This is going to be one great football game.
And that right there, my friend, is why Mike Ackelson's the GOAT.
Our good buddy, our good pal. Fresh, about to be the fresh 12 minutes on the clock as the time ticks down. So Rose Sheth will be kicking it off for Warren JFK. And back to receive for New Bremen will be both Hunter Schaefer and I believe Wokley Gujij back to receive.
Say that 5 times
Yeah,
fast.
Oh my goodness. But they're back up on the 15-yard line as Sheth will be ready to kick it off on their own 40.
What a great day for football. I mean, you're talking December football. I believe this is the same exact day that Ursuline played their state championship last year, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully, I mean, Ursuline played great football for about 36 minutes.
Right.
And then obviously we remember what happened. JFK, what I thought was really cool, Ursuline, coincidentally, wishing JFK well on social media earlier this week, which I love.
We love all the support for around the Valley. But the third member of the Valley will be kicking off here from the 40. It is received down on the 31-yard line by their main returner. I believe that's number 1, Arian Tiemann, and he will take it out at around I believe it's going to be the 36-yard line.
Great coverage by JFK. Put it in the middle of the field, make them make a decision, and then just surround and conquer. Great job by the Eagles on the opening kickoff.
Now David Holman, starting quarterback here for the Cardinals, 6 foot, 167, is going to try to lead his team down the field and try to make his first start in this game. Ball is snapped. He takes it himself, running around the right side. But he's going to be tackled instantly by Aiden Rossi right behind the line at around, I believe, the 34.
The boss cuts through, makes a play to start the ball game, and that was a pure tackle, about as good as it gets. Wrap, get deep, and drive.
Oh, Aiden Rossi, one of the main factors on the offense, but don't overlook him on defense either. He's been a main attributor to all those plays inside the line. And now we have 2nd down and 12 to go. As Holman had a back to his left side, he's back to pass. He's being pressured. He's being sacked at the 27-yard line. Caleb Hadley and company and Pat Valent.
And he's lucky that he didn't lose that football. The end came around the far left side, and they were hunting for the pigskin and almost set it free.
Make it down to 3rd down and 19 on the 27-yard line. 11 minutes to go in the first quarter, and New Bremen having a tough time starting out their first drive of the game.
Keep in mind, this has been the bugaboo for Kennedy in the postseason, at least 3rd and long.
And the timeout is called. They motioned Schaefer over towards the right side.
They're going to send a player to the sideline.
Maybe in equipment malfunction of sorts, but they take out, I believe that's number 23, Ben Saylor, and they send in number 16 on the line for New Bremen, that being Aaron Poppleman. So Holman back, he takes the snap, runs to his right side, trying to look for an open guy. He stiff arms a defender, trying to send the pass, and he gets it complete again to the man that just walked in to the game. Again, Aaron Poppleman able to get a catch and able to get a first down. Wow.
And JFK gave Holman all kinds of problems on that far right sideline. And unfortunately, by bringing that many guys and pinning their ears back, they left the guy wide open down the field in Poppleman.
Well, they're down on their own 48-yard line with a 1st down and 10.
I told you, the 3rd and distance has been a real problem for JFK, and they moved the football up about a foot.
So Poppleman was wide open on that play, had no Eagle near him. And now Holman, again alone, he's going to hand it off to his main back on the left side, and it's going to be taken down by Ambrose Hozo.
We talk about JFK constantly, bend but don't break. We say the same thing about Canfield and South Range yesterday. They let you have between the 20 and the 20, and then they shut you down in that red zone. The Blue Storm defense had a chance to really set the standard high in this opening drive. They just let that up. They got to get tight here.
3-yard rush from Schaefer brings up 2nd down as Holman's going to keep it himself, try to drive through the line as if it was a power run, and he gets taken down on the 46.5-yard line.
And a good RPO from Holman right there. And really, if he would have let that go, he's got the end wide open, and I think he just wanted the ball to try to set the tone for himself and his Cardinal team, and sets up a 3rd and manageable here for the Cards.
So on the 47, they stand 3rd down and 6. Clock counting down, 9:45 to go in the first. Holman again with Schaefer to his left side. Holman taking the snap, drops back, being pressured immediately by Bartow. He runs to his right, jukes a defender, and is taken down on the 43-yard line, but not able to get the 1st down. The 1st down was marked at the 41.
So a nice job of containing right there. Hadley allowed him to have the inside. He blocked off the sideline, making him go in. So getting some help from his JFK teammates. That is a veteran move from Caleb Hadley.
4th down and 1 to go as they soon break the huddle. You have New Bremen fans on the near side of us in jubilation right now, trying to get their team riled up. 2 receivers on the left, and they send Schaefer on that left side, but Holman's going to take it himself and try to dive forward for the first down, and he got it marked down on the 40-yard line. He only needed 1.
That was a big lead block by the fullback, just going right through and taking out that left side, opening up just enough lane to get that first down and move the sticks.
A couple great plays there from David Holman, able to set them up on first down again. So New Bremen getting in a little bit of a rhythm here as they send that same formation with Holman and Schaefer to his left side, but this is going to be a handoff to Schaefer as this is going to be swallowed up by the Rice commit, Pat Valent.
Big man just plugging up holes right now. I know how much it means to these guys, these seniors especially, and the legacy they want to leave at JFK. We talk about the revenge tour from 2020. You could put nameless gray faces over there on the other side, paint the uniforms whatever color you want. These guys don't care. They are on a mission to raise that trophy at the end of today's ball game.
About to read 8 minutes left here in the first quarter. Holman again with the back to his left. Takes the snap, rolling left. Trying to look for a receiver. He's got one to complete it at the 38, running down the sideline and got out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Catch was made by number 1, Aaron Tiemann.
Just a little bit of over pursuit on that far sideline and got them in trouble. And again, the Cards moving the chains right now for New Bremen, and almost, I don't want to say with ease, but they are really pushing the right buttons on offense.
It's 13-yard catch and run. 1 of 2 passes completed on this drive. Now they set up on the 27-yard line, clock counting down as the ball is taken from Holman. Holman trying to run down the near side, and he gets swallowed up by Bartow and company by the line of scrimmage.
Now, this is where JFK tightens up. We talked about 20 to the 20. They're sitting inside the 30. Holman's going to have to do a little bit more than that. He's going to have to sell the RPO a little better than that if he wants to fake out the Eagles, because they did not bite. They just sunk their teeth in from a standpoint of defense. They followed him all the way out and just collapsed on him.
Warren JFK only allowing 145 points over the course of the whole season. New Bremen allowing 233. 2nd down and 10. Holman faking the handoff and again taking himself down the near side again, but again met up on the 25-yard line. Only a gain of 2. Caleb Hadley with the tackle and Aiden Rossi.
Does Holman remind you of anybody maybe from the 2020 class from Kennedy?
Oh, man, only one person in my mind.
Cam Hollabaugh.
Of course.
I mean, he was the guy, and Holman comes in running the same stretch plays, same RPOs that we see, and what we'll see probably a lot with Caleb Hadley today. It's just the execution. And right now, JFK with a 3rd and long here, putting the Cards with their backs up against the wall once again. I don't think they've got the kicker to kick it from here.
Holman going to take the snap and run to the left side this time. He's being chased down by a slew of white jerseys. He shakes a tackle, breaks another one, and spins around and gets tackled on the 13-yard line. What a great run from Holman.
And again, the Eagles broke contain. They allowed him to have that outside rush and tried to go for the direct tackle instead of making him cut in on an RPO. They're speeding things up tempo.
They take the snap immediately, and they hand it off to Schaefer, trying to break through the defense, and he does so with ease into the end zone for a 13-yard rushing touchdown for Hunter Schaefer.
And that was just a breakdown by the JFK defense. That up-tempo really set New Bremen apart there. When you look at it, he cut right through the linebackers. All you had was a safety and a defensive back to make the play. Mike.
Yeah, that's Schaefer's 27th touchdown on the season, and they're very patient when they're running that ball out there, and that's the one thing JFK has to stay in their lanes.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is good for Hunter Schaefer, so he does it all on that side. But with 6:05 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 New Bremen. We'll be right back after this one.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half-off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax relax here and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Back at it again here in Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. 7-0. New Bremen went 12 plays down the field and scored. And now it's Warren JFK's time to turn the table.
You want to have a good opening punch, right? You want, now you got a counter punch. You don't want to let New Bremen have another, get out to it too big of a lead in the early going, but you're going to have nerves. I mean, I don't care how many times you come to this stage, you're on this platform, you're going to have nerves when you're in this game. There's so many people watching. You look over the far side where the JFK fans are. They filled up that entire middle row, kind of leaking over into the other rows as people want to kind of separate themselves. But, you know, it's a state championship. This is the biggest game that you can play in your high school career. And no matter how many times you come here, Dom, it's still going to be special.
So New Bremen about to kick it off from their own 40. And back to receive is Antonio Smith and Aiden Rossi. Again, Antonio Smith, their lead back for over the course of the season, had a knee injury in the middle of it where Thomas Easton took the running reins. But he comes back, and he had a huge touchdown last game. We'll see what he can do here. But this is going to
you got to get on it.
Go into the hands, goes right past Rossi, and he's going to be down on their own 16-yard line. So that was a little bit of an unfortunate sequence there. They got it past Aiden Rossi, and now they're starting off in their own 16.
Yeah, the squib kick is like trending. It's everything that every special teams coordinator in high school loves to see right now, because it is so hard to judge, especially on these turf surfaces, where that ball is going to go, which end it's going to spike off of. And we see it right there is the Eagles will open up inside their own 20. Work to do, but nothing is impossible for these guys coming onto the field right now.
Caleb Hadley and company trotting on. And you got those main men up front. Alex Bates, Ethan Laszlo, Michael Bartow, Baron Bloom, and Patrick Valent, who's been protecting the quarterback all season long, as Hadley takes the snap and hands it off to Smith, cutting around the other end, and he tries to stiff arm a defender. He does. Now on the onside, 25, and he gets tackled on the 25, so a nice opening run from Antonio Smith.
I would never want to correct you, but he didn't get tackled. They tried to hit him at the end on the outside. They pushed him out of bounds, never lost his footing. Mr. Electricity himself, Antonio Smith, starting this one with a bang and a nice 9-yard gain.
So now they're on the 25-yard line. Only need one to gain a first down, but could possibly get more, as this team is a very run-heavy team. And you know what they're going to do. It's your job to stop it. 5:56 on the clock here in the first quarter. Hadley going to take the snap as he's going to keep it himself behind a lead blocker, but he gets chased down from behind on the 25-yard line. What a great play out there from the defense of New Bremen. I believe that was Nolan Kenning.
Yeah, it looks like he came off the left end, just got past the offensive line, and Hadley didn't have much time to make a decision where he wanted to go, and squeaks his way up. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
So it was Hayden Zeller on the tackle who came from the outside, able to chase down Hadley, but you don't really see people chasing him down from behind too often. So now you have 3rd down and 1 yard to gain, 5:20 and counting on the clock. 2 backs behind Hadley as they send Rivera in motion on the right side. Hadley back to pass. He looks for Rossi. He's got Rossi completed at the 35 and gets tackled on the 42-yard line. Nice completion there from Hadley to Rossi.
Yeah, great slant route by Rossi. Goes from left to right into the frame for Hadley. Hadley delivers a great football. Leads him up a little bit up the ladder, but Rossi able to come down with it and able to get some self-defense as he takes a nice hit.
16-yard catch and run for Aiden Rossi. That's his main target on that side. As he got another one that not really talked about too often, Braylon Dyson, and another one, Donovan Solero McCoy. So they're both on the outside as they send Thomas Valent in motion. Hadley waiting for the snap, and he gets it and hands it off to Smith, trying to break through the line, but gets stopped immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there.
Smith got hit in the backfield and dragged forward. He gets back to, like you said, the line of scrimmage, Dom, and not a whole lot more. But I think this is going to come down. I really think New Bremen's defensive strategy is make Caleb Hadley throw the ball, I don't know if that's a real bright idea. Because if he's got slant routes like we just saw 2 plays ago, the entire game, he's going to pick you apart like turkey on Thanksgiving supper.
Well, this new Bremen defense knows and shows that they know what they're doing as they send Dyson in motion on the right side as Rossi's waiting back to receive the snap and takes it himself and runs forward for a gain of about maybe 2 yards down on the 44-yard line.
Now, I don't know if Hadley saw it, but he had Antonio Smith to the left side, and he also had another receiver to the left side, and there was only one DB covering. So if he would have had a hot route on one of those receivers, making the defensive back pick, then he's got somebody wide open down the field.
So Rossi again is going to be back to take the snap. He's the lone man back. They got a bunch formation. No receivers out on either side, only in the slot. 3:21 and counting as Rossi takes it. No, it's actually a misdirection play over to Smith as he runs around the far side, trying to cut around. He tries to trot back, but they say he stopped out of bounds at around the 45-yard line. So he tried to cut around the other end of the line, but his foot got on the white paint, and that will set them down on the 45.
Yeah, tried that cut at the outside, and again, just with a toe on the line. Mike probably had a better angle than we did, but you're trying to reverse course a little bit there, and the punt team's on now for JFK.
So I paused for a second. I wasn't sure if they were going to mark it 4th down or not, but it is 4th down and 7 on their own 45, and Fred Bolchek will be selected to send the punt away as the opposing side has 2 returners back to receive it, as this is a high spiraling punt. And it's fair caught. Oh! No, it's muffed, and it's received by Warren JFK at the 22 by Aiden Rossi and company. No, Hadley got the ball on that one.
The key on that one, Dom,
it was a perfect bounce right into Hadley's arms. The guy just muffs it, and just like that, when JFK, a little bit of life went out of him on when they had the punt, but now all of a sudden you can see the excitement building again. They've got to cash in on this one.
You called it, Dom. That was a spiraling punt, and it was coming down like a pass, hit him right in the chest plate, it looked like on the replay, and right into Hadley's arms.
So now they'll have it 1st down and 10 on the 22-yard line. So if anything, it was an extra long gain for Warren JFK. But they send Rivera in motion to the left side. Hadley back to pass. Hadley looking for somebody, but is way out of the way. Incomplete. Tried to send it over to, I believe, his receiver, Solero McCoy.
Yeah, there was a little bit of miscommunication on that play. It looked like McCoy zigged when he should have zagged, or Hadley had a bad read because there was only one person in the vicinity, and it was probably 20 yards away.
So now Hozo's going to go over to the sideline, and they break the huddle. 2:59 stopped clock because of the incomplete pass, and that will bring up 2nd down. Hadley sending Smith in motion, but Hadley takes it himself, trying to knife through the line, but there is no room for him to go. And that's been the pace of play. Even though they had this opportunity to get points on the board, they have not been able to run the ball effectively with Hadley.
I'm really starting to wonder if they've got Dave Homan spying Hadley, quarterback on quarterback there. And, because Homan's always there. He's looking at 11 and trying to chase him. So you might see a little bit more Wild Eagle before it's all said and done.
2:31 and counting on the clock. As after a somewhat 23-yard gain because of that muffed punt, now they're set up with 3rd down and 8. As Hadley again waiting to take the snap. He does. Dropping back to pass, tries to look over to Rossi, and he got him on the 10-yard line for a 1st down. What a play.
And again, if you're going to leave that open, Rossi is going to eat your lunch. He's going to steal it right from out from under you. And, that wasn't even a slant. It was just a little bit of an out route, turned around, back shoulder throw where only Rossi can get it right at the sticks. It's a 1st down. Take it if you can get it right now, Eagles.
So now they're set up on the 10-yard line, well within range to score. And like you said, DJ, they're definitely going to try to make Warren JFK pass. They have not done well with running the ball besides the 9-yard gain from Smith earlier at the beginning of this drive.
There's the power eyes. Does this look familiar?
Yes, it does. Rossi back under center. And now they're going to give it over to Hadley, but he is eaten up way behind the line. What a great play from number 56 on the play, even Einig.
So
Evan Einig.
What the Eagles need right now is quick shooters, right? These slant routes are working. I mean, almost like if you're a Steelers fan, what the Steelers ran when Ben Roethlisberger was in the saddle. You need these quick pop plays because they are just eating up everything in the backfield right now, trying to make the Eagles one-dimensional.
Evan Einig with a great play to give them a loss of 3 yards as Rossi runs from the sideline over to the huddle.
Hadley right now 2 for 3 for 26 yards.
So Hadley with Hozo to his left hip. 2 receivers on either side. Hadley taking a snap, dropping back, trying to look for Rossi, but it looks like it was tipped.
Yeah, that pass was broken up at the line of scrimmage.
And I believe making the play was Hayden Zeller, who's already made a couple great plays so far in this game.
So now brings up 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13.
Well, I guess it's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, necessarily, but the pass was dropped down at the 9-yard line, and Rossi was located at the 1. So there was definitely some interference there, but now there's going to be a flag thrown on the play.
Sideline warning. Yep, sideline warning on New Bremen. That'll be their first. The next time it'll be a penalty.
So you got the call there. And not a lot of people like that one. 1:23 on the clock as they now count it down from the sound of the whistle here soon. 3rd and goal. Rossi now going to send his receivers on either side. That's an interesting sequence. I've never seen that pre-snap. Now they send Hadley in motion. Rossi keeping it himself, trying to run around, look for some opening. And Rossi still going. Now he's going to take it himself. It gets dragged out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you're in 4-down territory anyway. There was nobody open downfield. Rossi actually went upfield and then bounced around to pick up more yards. But good coverage by New Bremen. And we've seen this how many times where the Eagle, they're going to try a field goal here?
I believe they are.
Okay.
So from this distance, I believe it'll be maybe a 25-yard kick. So with 42 seconds to go, Saroz Sheth is back to kick the field goal. Ball is snapped. There's a whistle being blown
Delay a game.
And maybe a delay a game.
That's going to change everything because now it becomes a 30-yard field goal. Now what do you do?
Well, the wind has been whipping up here over in Canton recently, so I don't know if they might go still with a field goal.
And the wind is blowing right into Sheth's face. And I think the Eagles are going to talk about it and take a timeout, maybe? Are they just going to let nope, they're going to let it run. Play clock at 16.
They huddled over at the sideline. That was interesting.
They're going to go right to the line.
They're going right to the line.
They're going for it.
No special teams out there. 4th down and goal to go, that being 13 yards. Hadley back to receive the snap with Hozo to his right side. Hadley taking the snap, dropping back, has a little bit of time to try to look for a receiver. Now he runs to the near side. Hadley still looking, trying to stiff arm. He throws it, but it is incomplete. Nowhere to go there. Turnover on downs, and New Bremen gets the ball back.
Smart play by Hadley right there. He did everything he possibly could. They tried to tackle him high for some reason, and he tosses the ball away to just save as many yards as he can. So that's a heads-up play by Caleb Hadley, making the best of a bad situation.
So it's fun to say now that delay of game penalties will definitely come into play here, as you know, not usually during the regular season, but when playoff times hit, you got to watch that clock. And that is exactly why, or else situations like that will happen. And now it's 1st down and 10 for New Bremen on the 13-yard line. With 20 seconds to go, they take the snap, and this is a handoff again over to Schaefer. And Schaefer will be dragged down at around the 17-yard line.
New Bremen running to the weak side that time, the side closest to the JFK sideline. They were on that left hash, angling towards the JFK sideline, which is the top of your screen on your cast.
And that is going to be the end of the first quarter.
Wow.
So far, New Bremen with control, 7-0. We'll be right back after this one here on YSN Live.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Coca's 24 slice pizza, 75 boneless wings, or our famous pepperoni rolls. Big game favorites. Order now and beat the rush. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These three values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Back here again for the Division 7 championship game for Warren JFK and New Bremen. New Bremen getting off with a hot start, starting off 7-0. And we're going to send it over to Mike on the sidelines for some further information on that first quarter. Mike, what you got?
What we got here is JFK right now just needs to start making some plays defense. They're just kind of sliding a little too far in their gaps. Coaches were urging them on, trying to make a few adjustments to see if they can pick things up here in the second quarter.
So 2nd down and 6, as now this is again going to be Schaefer down the far sideline and able to pick up the first down out at the 25-yard line. Schaefer with a great carry. He's been having a good first quarter and a good game so far.
Schaefer running downhill right now, that left side, and they're really trying to pick towards that sideline and up-tempo again.
Well, they love their hurry-up offense. Again, Schaefer going to take it again as he breaks through some tackles and gets tackled by Valent on the 29-yard line.
Yeah, nice job, Pat Valent from behind. Got past him for a moment, but that moment is all he got. Valent going for a ride and taking the guy down. Man, this up-tempo, they're trying to really wear down JFK.
They're going again. Holman going to take it himself this time, but being brought down by Hadley and Rossi and company. That took a little bit of effort, but they still got him down on the 33-yard line. They love this up-tempo game.
And it has to be because JFK is a team that plays so many guys on different on same sides of the ball. Like, you got the same guys playing offense and defense, and the opportunity knocking here for New Bremen again on 3rd and short. Keep the defense on the field. Keep them with their hands on their hips and guessing.
Now ball is snapped again. Holman going to take it himself again and try to knife through the defense. He's got a lot of space. He's running away. 40, 35-30, 25-20, being chased down. Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, New Bremen. Oh, my goodness, David Holman. Wow.
A 67-yard touchdown, and that started inside, broke outside. Everybody bought a bunch, and he took it to the house.
Mike, what you got on the sideline?
Once he got by him, it was off to the races. It was perfectly executed by New Bremen on that play, and the Cardinals, just like that, have doubled the score.
87-yard drive down the field, 5 plays. 2 runs from Holman, and 3 of them, again, from Schaefer. Kick is up. Kick is good. New Bremen again up by now 14. 2:54 remaining in the second, as we're going to take a break during this, and we'll be right back after this.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Back at it again after that score from New Bremen, making it 14-0. And wow, what a run from Homan, and what a great game so far for New Bremen.
Everybody at JFK, the supporters, the fans, and especially the players right now, just take a deep breath, relax. We're far from over, only in the second quarter, 10:54 to go before halftime.
As now they send a squib kick, and it's returned by Rossi, I believe, down on the 25-yard line, trying to break through a few tackles, but won't be brought down until he reaches the 33-yard line.
So the one thing that New Bremen has done is they're playing their game right now. They're making JFK cater to them and what they want to do with the football on both sides. JFK wants to establish the line, and New Bremen says, hey, you want the outside, take the outside. You want to throw the ball, throw the ball. At some point, JFK needs to look at this and go, what's working for us? And what's working is the passing game. Get Hadley some time to establish his feet, set up, and have strong throws to open routes. Right now, I mean, we saw Rossi wide open a few times already.
Rossi 2 for 26 so far on the evening. As now Hadley's going to take the snap and send a run over to Smith, but Smith is going to be brought down by a flock of Cardinals on the 20-yard line, or 30-yard line.
Kennedy is just not establishing that outside. They are not beating the Cardinals to the punch. They're not getting to the numbers faster than the Cardinals are. And at some point, again, you have to realize that and do some misdirection, do some plays that are going to shake things up a bit. We talked to Coach Pavlansky. He talked about Trick Play Tuesday. First, 10 minutes of practice, that's what they do. JFK needs something to give them a spark here.
Smith with 3 rushes for 10 yards in that first quarter. And now they're going to have a flag fly in the air, and it might be false start on the white jerseys. And it will be.
Man, this is eerily familiar.
So they're having a tough time on their offensive possessions. And the only team with penalties right now, besides that sideline warning, is Warren JFK. So they got to tighten up on their offensive line as they're down here this time on the 26-yard line because of that loss.
I mean, this is get a chunk here and worry about it on third down. Get something manageable.
Second down and 17 as they send Rossi in motion from right to left as they hand it off to Smith, trying to break through, but again, spins out of a tackle, runs down the near side. I don't know how he got out of it. Stiff arms a man. Down the sideline he goes, but he gets marked out of bounds at the 41-yard line, 42-yard line. Correct that. Wow, what a run from Smith.
Great run, but JFK caught themselves watching the play. I mean, Smith kind of did that one himself, a stiff arm, a spin move, all of the buttons on the Xbox controller. But his blockers downfield were watching him instead of looking for guys to block. If there was an opportunity, take that opportunity and let Smith show you how electrifying he really is.
So a turn from second down and 17 to third down and 1. As Hadley again under center, and they send Solero McCoy from left to right. Hadley handing it off to Smith, going to break through a hole, get the first down and more, cut back around midfield, 45, 40, down the sideline, but it goes out of bounds at around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, there was no lane for him. There was 2 Cardinals that were cutting off his extension of that, but he did a nice job. The only thing I would have liked to see there, I'm not being critical, is the wide open spaces there was to the fat side of the field, on the top end of that field. Everybody was leaning right, and so did Smith. He leaned right towards that. If he shoots left, he's got enough speed and mobility to get to that corner, and we're talking about 6 points.
Antonio Smith with a 22-yard rush right there, as now they send off another one of their players onto the sideline, Warren JFK. Hadley under center again with Hozo and Easton behind him. And Hadley dropping back, looking, trying to look for a deep pass down to Rossi, and he almost was able to get it with one hand, but he got knocked down. The play was broken up at around the 13-yard line, and that'll make it second down.
Yeah, I think Rossi turned it just a little bit too quick. If he takes 2 more steps on his route and then turns, that ball is in his hands, and we, again, might be talking about 6. He saw that ball, and I don't know if it's the atmosphere. If it's
The wind is also a factor. That ball just sailed right at the very end, too. And it's like swirling down here on the field.
So Warren JFK trying to get hype for their team on the field. Hadley under center. He's going to hand it off to Easton. A flag flies in the air as now he tries to cut back behind the defense, but he's getting pushed back in the negative direction. There's another flag that flies in the air at the 41.
And that last flag might be the one that saves JFK on that. You never want to say to give up, but if a runner reestablishes himself, it takes you backwards. It's where you reestablish yourself, not where the original line was, which would have been up at the line of scrimmage. See what the white hat has to say on this one.
So they're still communicating right around the 45. A flag is marked at the 41.
He should be offsetting. Nobody's communicating with the coaches, which tells you it might be an offsetting penalty.
So we're still waiting for the call, and we'll get it right here.
Yep.
So, DJ, you got it right. Offsetting penalties. It was illegal formation on Kennedy and face mask on the Cardinals. So, again, second down and 10.
And usually the telltale, if you're wondering at home, I'm not right that often, but if if an official is not talking to a coach, there's usually offsetting because it doesn't matter.
So offsetting penalties still marked them on the 36-yard line, 9:14 on the clock.
That's
Hadley.
Best case scenario for JFK there too, by the way.
Waiting under center. As now he hands it, no, fakes the handoff, tries to look for a receiver. He's motioning his receivers, and he gives it over to Solero McCoy, but it's incomplete. Almost went into the hands of the defensive player for the Cardinals, Aaron Tiemann. So it was just out of fingertips grasp before it hit the ground. Incomplete pass, third down.
And Hadley's got to be careful. He's got to put some touch on that because he just cocked back and fired that thing. It was up the ladder, and lucky that it didn't get intercepted because it was tipped off the hands of the intended receiver.
He tried to give it over to Solero McCoy. Hasn't connected with him yet. So he's got Rossi on that right side of the line alongside Solero McCoy. Third down and 10. Hadley faking and now trying to send a pass. The ball is tipped again. And again, this same play is made by Hayden Zeller, who has been a threat on the defense so far.
So good news, bad news. Bad news is he got knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good news is he had a receiver open. And Caleb's just got to calm down. He's got to just control the nerves, manage himself a little bit. He's been in big games before. Just relax, deliver the throws that you know you've made a million times in practice.
So now it's fourth down, and I think they're going to try to go for it here by the looks of it.
Yeah, you're in no man's land.
So fourth down and 10 to go. Hadley, the load man, back with a receiver on the left and 2 on the right. Sending Smith in motion from left to right. Hadley taking this and rolling right, being pressured from behind. Tries to cut back and squeeze through somewhere, but still knifes through the defense, spins around, but gets spun down at the 28-yard line, 2 yards away from the first down. And that will be a turnover on downs.
And this is a situation where I think Hadley's just trying to do too much on his own. He's trying to make every throw perfect. He's trying to make every run himself. Again, calm down, young man. It's an opportunity for you, but you got 10 guys around you on both sides of the football that are willing to help you out.
So 9 plays on that drive, but came to no avail. And now New Bremen going to start back up again with their high-firing offense. As they send Tiemann in motion, and the ball is taken again by Schaefer, who's had a pretty good day so far. We usually do games in the evening, but we're over here at 3 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh, you should have been here at 10:30 yesterday. It was all kinds of chaos.
Oh, man. But Schaefer had about no yards to gain on that play, bringing up second down.
So JFK needs to stand here. It's pure and simple, cut and dried. They need to stand here. A 3-and-out would be perfect.
Homan waiting for the snap. They send their man Bombauer in motion as Homan's going to take it himself with some blockers, and he's going to run away from everybody right now, but being taken down by Braylon Dyson on the opposing 40-yard line. And my goodness, David Homan, he's trying to run away from the whole flock of Eagles.
Well, I talked to Mike, as he was so generous to pick me up, and he said Homan is a dude, and he's proven it here today.
32 yards on that gain, as now Schaefer's going to keep it himself, but be taken back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss there. And a pretty good stop there for the Eagles on this play.
Go ahead, Mikey.
I think the big thing for JFK's defense, they got to settle down. They just keep not containing and going their assignments. Everybody's trying to do too much, and that's creating the holes that they're able to step back through for the Cardinals offense.
You can tell they're tight, Mike. I mean, how are they on the sideline? Are they loose? I mean, do you feel a little bit of tension down there?
There's some tension right now. They know they're down 2 scores. They don't want to go down 3.
So now they're set up on the 40-yard line, have 10 yards to go to reach the first down. 7:37 and counting here in the second quarter. As now the ball is snapped and it's given over to Schaefer again, and Schaefer is going to be driven down on the 43-yard line. Good loss, a loss there, but good for the Eagles defense.
Yeah, that's about as good as you could ask for right now for JFK. You got a trio that make the tackle. They kept contained. They took it together, and they really need a stop here. We talked about third down in long situations have been just a monster for this JFK squad. They have not been able to squash this. They need to stop right here.
7 minutes remaining here in the first half. As Homan again waiting to take the snap as he sends a man in motion, Schaefer to his left side. Now they're going to send a little end around over to Tiemann, and Tiemann's trying to be cut around, but Hadley going to put some pressure, and he is going to step out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Good pressure from Hadley to force Tiemann out of bounds. Wow, what a good defensive play there.
So on a defensive side, you have to understand, is this guy going to throw the ball, make him break down, and you'll tell really fast, because you're going to watch that ball either come back like he's going to throw it, or he's going to tuck it and scramble. And it was a great job on that JFK defense of making that player break down and forcing the punt on fourth down.
Hayden Zeller to punt this one away, as it was close to being blocked, but he gets a little bit of a squib kick that drops down on the 15 and bounces backwards at still on the 15.
Bounce straight up. The guy, the kicking, or the punt team rather, I don't know what I'm talking about. He makes the play, and it looked like it bounced straight up in the air. I don't think I've ever seen that. It just bounces straight up like a basketball.
Oh, they changed the football down on the turf, and now they're marked it at the 16-yard line. So Warren JFK with a great defensive stand there, and they're going to be able to get the ball back.
TV timeout.
And they're going to take a TV timeout. So we'll take a timeout ourselves, and we'll be right back after this one. 6:41 remaining to go in the second quarter.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
And back at it again after that timeout. And Warren JFK to start their drive on the 16-yard line. Hadley under center, going to take the snap and hand it off to Smith. Trying to cut around the edge as he gets down 20, 25, tries to break through the tackles, but will be marked down on the 29.5-yard line or so. Good run for Smith there.
Yeah, and we talked about it during the break here in the booth. JFK needs to take what is given to them. You've got 6.5 minutes to go. You need a score here, and then opportunity builds, right? You build on this in the locker room. Take what is given to you. Stop trying to force your will on New Bremen right now.
So now on the 30-yard line after that first down. They're now marked first down and 10 from that location. Hadley waiting under center, now going to make a quick change. 6:06 on the clock. Hadley taking the snap, going to give it to Smith again, trying to run right through the gut. 40, 43-yard line, 44, they'll mark him down, and a good run again for Smith. That'll be about a 14-yard gain.
And this is the Smith that we saw against, last week. I mean, this is the difference. The tale of two teams. The team you saw against Danville, the team you saw last week. Which team is JFK want to be going into the second half of this ball game? They need to establish it right now.
Good running from Smith so far. 14-yard rush and then a 13-yard rush. Now on the third play of the drive, they have Rivera behind Hadley. And Hadley going to give it again to Smith right up the center, but he's going to be rocked right at the 45-yard line. What a great tackle from this New Bremen defense. And my goodness, I believe on the defensive side, that was Evan Einig.
There's about 3 of them that stood Smith straight up. He ran into a cardinal and gold wall and drove him back. You don't see that happen much with Antonio Smith.
So now on the 46-yard line, it was a 3-yard rush, but it was stopped in his tracks. So they ran into him 3 times in the row. We'll see what he does here. Hadley again under center, 5 minutes remaining in the half. Hadley taking the snap and going to fake the handoff. Hadley back to pass, being pressured, being grabbed from behind. He goes and moves up on the far side, but it's incomplete. And it was so close to being intercepted by Carter Elking.
That was dangerous. I know Hadley couldn't see what was happening behind him, but he was being stalked like it was October 31st. He was running away from Michael Myers, and he turned to throw, and whoever that was behind him, it looked like at the right end, got a hand on that football, and Hadley had enough of the arm going forward to just consider it an incomplete pass rather than a loose football.
Well, Hayden Zeller was the first man to contact him. He's the reason why he was pushed out to the far side. So now it's 3rd down and 7 to go. They're 3 for 6 on 3rd down so far in this game. Hadley, the lone man back as he takes the snap and sets a screen up for Rossi. No, Rossi with the left hand looking to pass it, but it's picked off at the 45-yard line. He couldn't get enough under it, and he's taken down on the 41-yard line. Good play there from Carter Elking. And what do we got here?
Who was that running down the field on that near your sideline, Mike? He was wide open.
Mike,
that was number 14. That was he was wide open. They didn't even go to cover him. But I think that became they sold that play. It's hard to throw because the wind is swirling here in the middle of the field.
McCoy wide open down that seam.
So Evan Einig made the pick, as now right there, Holman's going to take it himself and being dragged down just beyond the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1. But Einig, with the awareness to tip it to himself and to take it down in the opposing field position, setting up the Cardinals in a great spot right now.
You talk about those trick plays. We saw Canfield run one, South Range run a couple. You got to be careful with them because they can be as tricky to you as they are to the other team.
Ball is snapped again, and Holman again, down 10, 5, touchdown. David Holman, what a first half for you.
Yeah, I'd say so. Holman, I'm waiting for the stats to refresh. Going into that run, it was he's 12 rushes for 120 yards. Make that 13 for 161, 2 touchdowns.
41-yard touchdown for Holman to add on to that total. Now making it 20-0. David Holman just showed it up on the screen. 13 attempts, 161 yards. Unbelievable first half. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The Cardinals storming ahead here as David Holman takes it away for 6 more, running away from 6 as we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
At the Moore Agency, we work one-on-one with you to make sure your auto, home, business, or farm is protected by a quality insurance company. That's why we work with Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. We know you can trust Ohio Mutual to protect what matters most to you and your family. Visit us at moreagency.com. We can recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Back at it again. New Bremen ready to kick this one away. 21-0. And you got to find out an answer for Homan trying to run up the gut every time because it's been working every time.
Yeah, it's turning into a little bit of a problem here. I mean, anytime you got 13 rush attempts for 161 yards, you're averaging 12.5 per carry with a long of 67. You are considered a problem, and JFK's got to solve that somehow in the next half of football.
So Schaefer kicking this one away, and Rossi going to take it out to the 37-yard line. So Warren JFK, they've had an okay time running the ball. Smith is having a pretty good night as all stats are considered, but they haven't been able to get on the other side of the field, and New Bremen forcing them to pass this ball. It's just been a difficult time for the Kennedy Eagles defense, or offense, excuse me.
Antonio Smith, 9 attempts, 76 yards, averaging 8.5 per carry. And obviously JFK wants to keep going to him, but you're down 21 points right now, and you're pretty much being backed into a corner to be in one-dimensional.
So they'll start their drive on the 38-yard line, and they have to try to get a score here to make things interesting. So Hadley going to take it himself and going to ride it up the middle, and will be about dragged down at the 44-yard line.
So here's what gets kind of tricky here is you don't want to make a mistake with 3:40 left. So you want to be conservative yet challenging at the same time, because 3 scores and 4 scores in football, especially going into the second half, are significantly different.
Hadley again under center with Rivera and Smith behind him. Hadley handing it off to Smith, trying to cut around the edge. He stiffs arms a man. It goes 50, 45, 40, and gets knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So like I mentioned, all things considered, Smith has done a really great job running the ball well.
Holding.
But actually, there's a flag, flag down on the field, and they're going to call holding. So maybe the reason why that run was so good was because a little jersey was tugged.
Yeah. They're not. I don't think they're going to show the replay here. It might have been a little bit, maybe a little bit of habeas corpus, but not too much. And they just showed a picture, a video of Coach Pro logo on the screen. Concerned, right?
Well,
here we go. Here's the replay.
Well, they have been lingered and enforced and cursed rather with, the obvious false start calls and the holding calls all season long. And when it matters most, it still burdens them to this day. But 2nd down and 14 as Hadley takes a snap back to pass, looking for a receiver. And he's got Dyson on the far side trying to stiff arm a man and gets dragged out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Nice gain there. Sets up 3rd and manageable. I'm trying to find the stat. Okay, so we've got – where's the penalty stats?
So while we wait to get those,
sorry, buddy.
No, you're good. While we wait to get the penalty stats up, it's still 3rd down and 7 as they're down on the 41-yard line. And now they have Thomas Easton behind Rivera, who's behind Hadley on this play. 3rd and 7, ball is snapped, given to Easton. Easton around the left edge, trying to truck through a defender, but is dragged down on the 44-yard line. They'll mark at the 45. Thomas Easton not able to get around the edge. And that will bring up 4th down.
So this will be an interesting call to see what they do. You've got 2:30. It'll be under the 2:30 mark. They're going to punt it away.
So Freddie Bolchek back to punt. He stands on his own 31-yard line. But not many rushes from Easton. That one a 3-yard rush. And now with 2:17 and counting in the second quarter, the Eagles have no answers for this New Bremen defense. As Bulchek punts it away again, spiraling kick up in the air and grabbed at the 19-yard line and will be taken down at the 25-yard line. David Homan was the one to receive that punt. So he's kind of your do-it-all guy.
All right, so the penalties at this point, 3 for 20, and those 20 yards have hurt. They've been at, it's not how many penalties, it's when they occur that really hurt you. And then nothing, no flags called on New Bremen to this point in the ballgame, which is really interesting. Is that the word I'm looking for here?
But it's been metaphorically perfect for New Bremen's side of the game so far. And now they're set up on the 25-yard line where David Homan and his team, they'll send in motion, man in motion. Now they hand it off again to Tiemann, and Tiemann drops back, and he's going to try to run through the defense. And he ended up like around the 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, but trucked forward for about a 7-yard gain, making it a 2-yard gain net-wise.
All right, so kind of the tail of the tape that I've been told along the way, and this, I don't know what kind of secret this is, or if this is just like a wives' tale. But for every 50 yards, there's usually a 5-yard penalty or a holding call, right? Right now, there's 187 yards of rushing for New Bremen and no penalties, which makes you raise your eyebrow a little bit.
Ball is snapped, handoff again to Schaefer. Schaefer trying to dice through and juke through the defense. He's breaking a few tackles here and there and gets dragged down by Hadley on the 40-yard line. 13-yard rush.
And the other thing I'm seeing a lot of is they look like their linemen are on the ground a lot, which makes you start wondering if they're chop blocking.
They do their hurry-up offense, and Homan again can hand it off to Schaefer. And this is a big back trying to tackle down. They'll mark him down on the 44-yard line, but Hunter Schaefer, 5'10", 193 senior, he runs heavy and he runs downhill hard. So now they do their hurry up again. 2nd down and 6. Again, Homan back to pass, trying to look for a receiver, and he gets it complete to Tiemann at around the 49, make it the 50-yard. No, they're going to mark it on the 50-yard line.
They're going to mark it as a first down. That was a quick spot. Move the chains quickly, and New Bremen knows. Same thing I just said. There's a huge difference between a 28-point lead and a 21-point lead as you go into halftime.
So most of those yards have been held by Schaefer, number 28. Now with 43 seconds to go, Homan's going to take it himself right up the middle, trying to cut around, spin around, and will be brought down on the 41-yard line. Close to the first down marker, which is marked at the 40. And they're going to gain about, they call it 8 on the play, and a timeout is called.
Want to send a shout out to my Aunt Jen listening.
But New Bremen running the ball heavily. They haven't passed it too much, and one of their main receivers being Tiemann.
41 yards, Dom.
Only 41 yards.
41 yards of passing offense. You've got 206 yards of rushing offense. You have 11 first downs in the first half compared to Kennedy's 5. And you're 3 of 5 on third downs. And I hate to go back and talk about the first drive of the game because ifs and buts were in candies and nuts, right? Mm-hmm. But you had third in forever, and then they let it up. And you know, to set the tone of the game right there tells you everything you need to know. Letting New Bremen off the hook a little bit, it's troublesome, and they have made Kennedy pay, at least at this point, at every turn. And again, to this point in the ball game, they've done it clean, which is equally as frustrating if you're on the JFK sideline.
Well, when you see nobody committing any fouls on the other side of the ball, you kind of think back to yourself, like, what are we doing wrong? What can we do right? And it's been really difficult for Warren JFK to get grasp of this game. 36 seconds left as Homan's back to pass. Moving to his left, being pressured, sends a pass down the field looking for a receiver, and it's in and out of the hands, I believe, of Vallon. It was marked incomplete. It might have hit the turf, but incomplete pass. The ball dropped down on the 46-yard line, and I think that they were looking for Hayden Zeller on the play.
Old TV looked like a center fielder on that one, chasing down a fly ball towards the wall. Came up just a little bit short, but not because of the effort. My goodness. That young man, although he wears 44, reminds me of a safety that is about 200 yards away in Shrine that wore 43 for the Steelers.
So third down, Homan waiting and looking and connecting with Zeller, and as he's taken down by the 37-yard line. They're going to push him forward all the way to the 35. So that picks up a first down and more. And that actually on the play, I believe, was Dylan Baumbauer.
Yeah, they gave him a little boost at the end, trying to get that extra push.
And Ben Saylor officially the man they connected with. But on the 35-yard line, they stand, and a timeout is taken. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, no, and I think that, in thinking about where Mike is down on the sideline, he's got to be able to feel the energy one way or the other. Mike, what's it like down there?
This is a team right now that is very lifeless. The coaches are imploring them. They've got to finish strong here in the second half and keep them out of the end zone. But you can just see their body motions, their language right now. Every defensive player, and most of these guys play two ways, and we know that, but their hands are on their hips. They are sucking wind. When the Cardinals go up-tempo offense, it's just really making them have to do extra work. This is going to be a big 20 seconds for them. Like you said, DJ, 28-0, 21-0. It's a big difference.
That it is. Now they break the huddle and make their way over to the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Cardinals. Homan with Schaefer to his left side. As Homan back to pass, looking for a receiver. And he's got Tiemann at the 24. And Tiemann dragged down at the 22-yard line.
See if New Bremen calls a timeout here. Look, the clock stops, on the first down.
So 13-yard catch and run there, as now they spike the ball. And we'll make it second down to stop the clock with 11 seconds.
So you got time for two plays. One shot down the field. Well, probably two shots down the field if you time it out right. But JFK's got to protect the sideline. There's one timeout to be used. They added a second onto the game clock as well.
So 12 seconds officially as they send Zeller back over into the huddle. But those receiving core over there, it's been pretty outstanding. You got Tiemann, and you have Zeller, who plays both ways, outstanding. But now we're going to get Baumbauer motioning to the right as Homan is going to be
good job
sending that pass into the middle and is broken up by Vallon. No flag is on the play. Pass intended was for Baumbauer as Homan sent a pass in the middle, and it was incomplete.
Thomas Vallon stepped right into that lane where that ball was coming in, and I think he's had enough. He doesn't like being pushed around like this. Good job breaking up that pass and really giving – you're looking at 3rd and 10, 9 seconds left, one play. If you're going to go for it, you got to go for it now.
Homan again waiting with his receiver on his right side. He takes it himself right up the middle, trying to cut through the defense, and he's going to be shaking tackles left and right, but gets out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Somehow he broke through the tackles of Dyson and Bartow.
Because watch this replay. Everybody is trying to tackle him high. You're not going to take this guy down by tackling him up top. You've got to get the white pants is where your line should be. That's the only way you are going at this guy is right at his waistline.
Homan has been doing amazing. And now Zeller, they're ready to kick a field goal here with 2 seconds remaining on the clock, 4th down. And this is Schaefer to kick this. Ball is snapped, hold is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. Wow. What a play. 35-yard field goal attempt is good, making it 24-0 at the end of the second quarter. Every team is going to go into their respective locker rooms. We're going to take a halftime break.
We'll
get some
I don't know
stats,
if Mike's going to get Coach Prologo or not. We'll keep an eye on it.
Coach, just things have just not gone your way this first half.
Missed too many tackles. On defense, we're missing a lot of tackles. Offensively, we turn the ball over. Those are things you can't do in a big game like this, and we've done it.
What adjustments can you make to turn this around?
Well, we got to start making tackles. We got to play a little better effort. But we'll figure it out at halftime.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. There you have it from Coach. Been tough on them this first half, but they're not going to give up.
So Coach Prologo sharing his thoughts with Mike Ackelson down there, trying to get his team ready for the next half. But we'll be back in about 20 minutes. We'll get some halftime stats for you as well. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back for the next 2 quarters of Division VII State Championship football.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Jimmy Sutton here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience,
WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half-off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here. relax here and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Coca's 24 slice pizza, 75 boneless wings, or our famous pepperoni rolls. Big game favorites. Order now and beat the rush. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
At the Moore Agency, we work one-on-one with you to make sure your auto, home, business, or farm is protected by a quality insurance company. That's why we work with Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. We know you can trust Ohio Mutual to protect what matters most to you and your family. Visit us at mooreagency.com. We can recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half-off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the four words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back after that halftime break. We're going to get into some halftime stats for you here today as we're shortly going to begin the third quarter. 24-0. New Bremen up strong. And DJ, I mean, what else can New Bremen do right now?
I just got an incredible stat from a friend of mine who says New Bremen in 2020 had no penalties in this game. And here they are again, no penalty. And I know that somebody's going to say, okay, get over it. But if you go to 2 state championships and you don't have any penalties, that is not a coincidence to me. That is a phenomenon.
It's something to definitely be attentive to but it seems like that it's becoming sort of a reciprocating factor where they haven't had any penalties at all. But, Warren JFK, they've suffered through penalties, and some of the games this season they have suffered through.
I mean, you say suffering, I'm with you. 3 penalties for 20 yards, but again, it was the timing of those penalties.
Yes.
Coach Pro down on the sideline when he talked to Mike right before the halftime break, if you don't walk away understanding what JFK needs to do moving forward is tackle the ball carrier, then you're not going to understand. I mean, it's just the tackles need to be made. They're trying to tackle this quarterback, Dave Homan, high, and it's just not going to work. He's dropping his shoulder pads, and JFK going for him. And he's too big and strong right now to tackle high, and he can also beat you with his arm, but they haven't had to because they've got, 218 yards on the ground? That's incredible in one half, and most of them are his.
Well, he's leading rushing right now with 173 yards rushing and on 15 attempts. And he's got those 2 touchdowns, his longest being 67 yards. And then, of course, you look over, that's not their only rusher. You had Hunter Schaefer. He's 11 for 48. Not too much, but still, it's enough to do some damage. He has that 13-yard touchdown. Go ahead.
Yeah, you say some damage. I mean, that's 21 points right there. I mean, he has absolutely torched JFK in the first half. And priority number 1 for the Eagles coming into the second half, stop number 5. Whatever it takes, you've got to slow him down. And at this point, down 24, you're down 4 scores. you can't just slow him down. You have to absolutely let him meet the Blue Storm head on.
Well, leading and receiving right now is Aaron Tiemann, who's only had 3 catch for 32 yards, longest being 13 yards, but still he's gotten work done on that side to help them get some points on the board. And then you go on to the other side of the ball on New Bremen's defensive side. You got 4 tackles from 3 different guys, Holman, Bambauer, and Einig, and then Tiemann with 3. So they've done so much, making so many tackles for losses as well. And then Warren JFK, of course, leading rushing there is Antonio Smith, about 9 attempts for 76 yards and a long of 22. And he's been doing okay on the ground, but again, the timing has not been there for those opportunities.
If you're looking for a bright spot right now for Kennedy, they lead the way in turnovers. They have that 1 fumble recovery on the punt return that they had early going in this ball game. They also have 1 sack that leads the way, and tackles for loss, they have 5 of them. So if you're looking for the silver lining right now in a 24-0 game, that's what it is. And it doesn't surprise me that it's all defense, right? This is what this team's known for. Mike, go ahead.
Well, listening to the coaches coming out, their main preach to them inside the locker room, you've got to start hitting 5 down on the legs. You've got to wrap them up. Stay in your lanes, because that was the other issue. Guys were over pursuing, which makes it just a simple little cutback, and that's what he did to them in the first half. Now they are down 24-0. There's no play in any playbook that gets you 24. But this first drive, critical for the Eagles. They have to make something happen and be positive. I look for him to go to Smith a lot on this drive because he was successful. This is a drive where if you get points on the board, now you can build off of it. And they are up. They are ready to go. They say this game is a long way from over, but they need the best 24 minutes of their life.
24 minutes, 24 points.
You never know what can happen in high school football.
Oh, baby, here we go.
Fresh 12 minutes on the clock here at the top of the 3rd quarter. As we're about to get ready and get set, New Bremen will be kicking this one off over into the hands of Warren JFK, and back deep to receive is Antonio Smith. And it might go over to Hadley Rossi, or I believe Dyson on that lower end.
You got that diamond set up for JFK right now.
And earlier in one of their kickoffs, of course, you had Aiden Rossi, who was going to try to come up and receive the ball, but it went past him, and it resulted in a big, rougher start of the drive. But here they go. They kick it off squib-like, and it goes right into the hands of Rossi. And he's going to cut around the edge and be tackled at around the 36-yard line. So not a bad field position to start here for Warren JFK.
So a couple schools of thought. And when you're looking at this, you want to establish a line of scrimmage again. Your guys maybe get a little bit of rest at that locker room during the break. But you really, if I'm Coach Pro, I'm looking for a splash play here. Like Mike said, you're not going to get it all back, but you could use some momentum right now. So if you can find something in your playbook that gets these guys amplified, gets them a little bit fired up, and gives them a little bit of hope more than they have right now down 24, you got to call it now.
Evan Einig among that defense that had some pretty amazing defensive plays, including that interception off of Hadley. But that defense going to get started, as well as this Warren JFK offense. Hadley taking the snap, dropping back, looking for a pass, and he gets it over to Smith, complete. And they're going to mark it incomplete. It went right below his hands. Incomplete pass, make it 2nd down.
Good sell, though, for Smith. I mean, he did all the right things and turned over. But, I mean, that it was right on that New Bremen sideline. And again, when you're on those sides, people don't realize how influential those coaches are and those kids can be when you're right on those officials.
So Antonio Smith had it in his hands, but it just dropped down. And he tried, like you said, he tried to sell a little bit the catch there, but you could tell from up here that it was a little bit of a drop. 11:48 on the clock, 2nd down. Hadley taking the snap, sending it over to Smith. Smith running through the defense, cutting back, stiff-arming a man on the 45, and gets brought down on the 47-yard line. Antonio Smith with another great run.
Yeah, he started up the middle again, bounced out to the right side, broke a couple tackles, and broke contain, and which, like you said, gives them a 1st down. But more than that, it shows you that New Bremen still focused on the quarterback. They're not going to let the quarterback win this game with his legs, whether it's Hadley or Rossi, whoever it is. So let Smith have his. Let him get it. Take what they're giving you. And I think right now offensively, that's what JFK has to do.
Hadley under center with Hozo and Smith behind him. Hadley handing it off to Smith. Smith cutting through the defense and following behind his blocker. That's going to be taken down on the opposing 48-yard line. He tried to follow behind his blocker. I believe it was Baron Bloom, but he wasn't able to gain as many yards as he would have liked. Still a good setup for second down.
This is a great opportunity for JFK as they keep handing the ball off to Smith to set up the play action and something down the field. So keep going to it. Keep the eyes on 6 because at some point those linebackers, those defensive backs are going to get their eyes caught up in the backfield, and Hadley's going to be able to go over the top.
Second down, 5 yards to go. 10:37 on the clock. Hadley waiting to receive the snap. He does. Back to pass. He sends it over to Rossi, but out of his reach. Incomplete, as it was just out of his fingertip grasp, making it third down.
Yeah, he sent Rossi out to the right side, makes him go on a 6-7 yard route, turns around, back shoulder pass, and just missed him to the near side of the field.
He hasn't been able to connect to Rossi a couple of times over in that first half. He's trying to get moving, though, here as he moves under center. Behind him again is Hozo and Smith. Third down and half a way to go. Ball is snapped, hand off to Smith. Smith trying to cut through the defense and spin around, but he's brought down, tripped down at around the 47-yard line. Only a 1 yard gain brings up fourth down.
Yeah, on a 3rd and 6, or 3rd and 5 rather, interesting that they're running the football. It tells you that it's 4 down territory for them to do that. And New Bremen's going to sell out on the run right now.
Well, they highlight their player, Evan Einig, who's had a multitude of tackles today, including that one. Now they're going to go forward on fourth down. Hadley under center. This time Rivera and Smith behind him. He takes a snap. He's dropping back to pass. He tries to fire to Rossi. He completed for the first down and more as he gets drug out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Great connection there from 11-7.
And they're getting the padding that they want. The defensive backs are playing off the ball a little bit. They're letting Rossi have whatever he wants on those cut routes. Just, again, dink and dunk down the field. That's what you're looking for at this point. Gutsy call on fourth down, but I like it.
So they move from the 46 to the 38, an 8-yard gain. First down and 10. Sending Solera McCoy in motion. He takes the snap and hands it off to Smith. Smith trying to duck through the middle, but he is brought down immediately by New Bremen. What a great play from the defense again.
Yeah, and the defensive line right now for New Bremen is doing an excellent job. They're coming on the corners. Their linemen on the interior are doing an excellent job just plugging holes. And especially on that one, they give up 0 yards.
Evan Einig on the tackle there. He came around the outside in that outside linebacker position. Evan Einig, 6'2", 215 senior. 9:10 on the clock. Hadley under center. 2 men behind him. Hadley back to pass. Looking for a receiver. He's trying to send it to Rossi, and he completed it near the first down marker, and they got it for the first down. What a great catch for Aiden Rossi. What do you got?
That is a beautiful catch. He made sure he tapped 2 feet. He only needed 1. Great pass, great catch. Momentum starting to build for the Eagles.
A little toe drag swag down there. I like it.
So they're starting to connect with Rossi more and more. After that 10-yard completion, it brings up first down and 10 from the 28. Hadley under center, handing it off to Smith, trying to go through, but again, met up in the middle by that. On the other side, you call him a quarterback, but on this side, you call him a linebacker, this time David Holman. And he's in that safety position, but he looks like a linebacker down there.
The magic for Antonio Smith resides in getting to the linebackers, and then he makes his move. Right now, he's getting held up at the defensive line of scrimmage after a 1-yard gain there. You hope that Smith can get to the linebackers here.
Hadley under center with Rivera and Smith behind him. One receiver out wide right, that's Rossi. Hadley dropping back, looking for a receiver, and he's trying to get Rossi in the end zone, and he got him in the end zone for a touchdown, the first score for Warren JFK, 27 yards.
An awesome post route. Rossi just takes a left-hand turn, runs right through the goal line, right into the Pro Football Hall of Fame text, and dead on spot by Hadley.
Mike, what do you got?
That was perfect execution. Hadley gets time, and he didn't have a lot of time. He was pressured in the first half. I like the adjustments that JFK made during the break.
Mikey, see if you can hear on the sideline, because you got to believe turnovers are going to be big time in the upcoming drive. They're going to be trying for those ball rips and being aggressive on defense. You have to believe.
Well, they're going to go for it here with Hadley under center and Rivera and Smith behind him. Got to try to get it here. Hadley moving to the right, trying to knife through, but he will be stopped before he can even meet the line of scrimmage. No conversion there. Score will stay 24-6, but Warren JFK on the board. Mike.
All right, DJ, to answer your question, when I was listening to the coaches and the team when they came out, they said they were going to take the ball down, get on the board. That goal's accomplished. The second goal was for the defense to start making tackles and ripping the ball out, trying to force a turnover again to see if they can just slowly build momentum. They said they gave up 24 in the first half. It's their turn to put 24 on the board.
Now, it's going to be interesting, because when you think about how you have to rip the ball out, it means you have to go high. And Coach Prologo talked about going low, making the tackle. So what you're going to see, or at least hear from us, is I expect to see one guy going low and containing the ball carrier while another one comes in and starts ripping the ball out.
We'll see if that defense can prove to be substantial here on the switch of sides. A good first drive for them, 65 yards, 10 plays, with that touchdown connection from Hadley to Rossi. And they connected with Rossi 3 separate times, including that touchdown, an 8-yard connection, a 10-yard connection, and that 27 yards down the field.
This is Caleb Hadley's game. I mean, this is going to be him the rest of the way.
Sheth to kick this off, and it's received at the 21-yard line by New Bremen. And I believe that's going to be number 28 again, Schaefer. And Schaefer will be brought down with a good gain, a good return on the play. And they'll mark him down on the 43-yard line.
And you're going to see it, because even on that kick return, we saw JFK looking for the ball to be stripped away. Grip and rip, that's what they call it.
So Pat Valent waiting behind the ball and waiting for New Bremen to get their offense set. Only called his name a couple times so far. 8:12 on the clock here in the third. Ball is snapped and it's faked. Holman going to keep it himself, and Holman going to move forward, and he's going to get tackled with about 1 yard of gain there, and I think they mark him down on the 45. Yes, they will.
So this is going to be interesting. If I'm New Bremen here, this might be the time in the game. Yes, it's risky. Pull one down, send a receiver deep, and do the RPO and let Holman just let one loose.
And like you said, this is Hadley's game. It's been Holman's game all game long. He's done a fantastic job on the ground and in the air. Holman going to take the snap and hand it off again to Schaefer. Schaefer going to be dragged down at the 46-yard line. They'll mark him down on the 47 for a gain of 2.
Pat Valent with a good job of blocking up the gap there, able to get a hand just enough to bring down the ball carrier, but that's a whole lot of man down there. You're not going to get by him very easily.
On their own 47, they have 6 yards to go for a first down. And they're sending one of their players from the left side to the right, our New Bremen. So 4 receivers out, 3 on the right, 1 on the left. As Holman's going to take it himself. He's rolling right, and he's going to try to send a pass completed over on the opposing 45-yard line. And that's going to be their man, number 14, Grant Dyke.
Yeah, good job by Dyke to get over to the far side. And he just settled in his route. And he waited and waited and waited, and Holman just delivered once again.
10-yard completion from Holman to Dyke. Bringing up first down and 10 on the 45-yard line. Ball is snapped and is kept by Holman. Holman trying to dig through that defense, and he does so with ease, as that's about a 7-yard gain.
So this is second down and 4, 3. Yeah, 3. As they mark it finally. They need to stop right this second. They need a turnover, but again, doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of urgency coming from New Bremen right now, taking their time, settling into these plays.
Well, Holman handing this one off again to Schaefer. And Schaefer trying to drive forward. I believe they'll mark him down on the 36-yard line. It's close to the first down marker, but not quite there. And Thomas Vallant is down on the field.
You don't want to see that. That's one of the last things you want to see. He's been riddled with injuries, and he's overcome all of them to finish these games. I remember the Danville game.
Right.
My goodness. The guts, the heart that young man exuded, not just during those games, but each and every game.
And even last game up against Newark Catholic, he got that final hit at the end of the game that resulted in a fumble, and then Donovan Solera McCoy took it down the field for a score, or Marcus Kimura rather. But
yeah, it's a rough game. But this young man, we talked about him, Troy Polamalu will forever reside in the Football Hall of Fame. This young man as a safety is a guy that you really, really trust. And what he's been able to do as a leader, you pray that he's all right. And as they finally roll him over.
Well, we're going to take a brief break here during this injury timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Back on the field we go. Thomas Fallon was able to walk off okay.
That's a huge loss if he's out for any length of time. That's your leader on defense. He sees everything. Everything's in front of him. He calls everything out.
So 3rd down and inches here to go, as Holman's going to take it himself and get the first down easily. And still trying to drag him down. They tried to rip that ball out. Like you mentioned, DJ, they need to try to force turnovers here as Hozo tried to grab on and rip it out, but unable to do so.
One guy has to.
And now the other Vallant brother is down on the field.
Oh, no.
So Pat Vallant down on the opposing 40-yard line.
Vallant family, such a great family. Such a huge part of this JFK community. Pat Vallant looking to head to Rice. He'll make it official, I believe, next week or the week after, which we're excited for. We'll be there for that, and we'll celebrate with him. A lot of work. I mean, these young men and women who go on to play college sports, I mean, you think about it, 7% of student athletes in the country go on to play any level of Division 1, 2, 3, NCAA, NAIA, JUCO, whatever. I mean, that's 93% don't make it. And we are so blessed and we have such great opportunities for our kids playing in state championships, winning state championships, going deep into the playoffs in almost every sport. And now we're starting to get noticed. And I can't tell you how proud of Pat Vallant I am because, yeah, he's got size. But he's as good as a football player as he is, Dom. He is a great human being.
Absolutely.
Both of them, the Vallant boys, all these Kennedy kids, they're so they're humble. And you don't expect that with all the tradition and the winning that they do at Kennedy. Humility is one of the first things you recognize when you meet a kid and says they're from Kennedy. And that goes a long way with the families, the communities, the teachers. Incredible. Just an incredible thing.
It's been interesting because I've watched these kids grow up for sure. You know, I graduated back in 2020 and I watched these two grow up, and for a while I didn't know they were twins, but you know, they've been such a great family. The entire Kennedy family, you know, shout out to you guys, because without you, None of this team would be possible. None of what we do here would be possible with the help from everybody watching for all the support. But Pat Vallon he's still struggling to get up on his own.
Well, we have a second. I want to give a quick shout out to my good buddy, both Ed Kiernan and Eddie Kiernan, old Trip Kiernan, who's out in Boulder, Colorado, the soon-to-be home of prime time Deion Sanders, it sounds like.
So Pat Vallon is walking with assist of 2 other people. It seems to be walking very gingerly, and he's coming in. Oh, my goodness. You see those?
They're all over there.
They're all over there.
They're going to carry their brother over. I love that. You talk about character. Character should start with a K. It really should, because that's what you get at Kennedy.
I think that was Thomas Vallon that helped him off.
His brother.
Yeah.
That's humility, man. That's all you need to know. Humility. It's brotherhood.
The whistle started. 5:39 and counting on the clock here in the third. As ball is snapped and Holman handed it off to Schaefer. Schaefer trying to drive through the defense, but he'll be stuck back behind the line of scrimmage. Good stand there for Warren JFK. I'll make it second down and the same distance to go. And actually, I think help him off there, that was Micah Morgan, who we don't talk about him too much on this Warren JFK team, but this entire team is a family. This entire team, you would think that they were all brothers and sisters over there in the staff, in the room, everything like that. As Holman's going to send a pass over to Tiemann. Tiemann watching a player go right by him. Great move. And he's going to go out of bounds. They'll mark him still in bounds on the 24-yard line.
And again, tackling an issue right now for JFK. Just incredible. That's usually the number one thing you see. Kennedy making tackles. Here's Holman up the middle.
Holman trying to drive through. He's shaken away from so many defenders.
They're trying to rip that ball. That's what they're doing.
And he's getting down on the 19-yard line.
And that's where I thought we're in a conundrum here, because you got to go after the football. You got to create a turnover. You're down to 4:30 left in the third. And if you don't think David Holman knows that they're coming for the football and he's not going to wrap both arms around it, you're out of your mind.
On the 19-yard line, Holman handing it off to Schaefer. Schaefer around the left side, and he's going to be tackled right at the 20-yard line. Diving through was Thomas Vallon to make the tackle.
He's back. He's slicing through that defense now like we're used to seeing.
Boy, he's tough, isn't he?
Oh, dude's nails.
Unbelievable.
He's nails. He's as tough as it comes. You would need a straitjacket to keep that kid off the field. His last game as a senior.
So on the 20-yard line, they stand after a 1-yard loss, and they're going to throw the flag here, and I think that was Michael Bartow who jumped on the other side. But we'll see what the call is. I believe that will be the case, and it will be encroachment.
And unfortunately, that's been the name of the game for JFK today, is 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
So on the 15-yard line, Holman taking it himself, but he's going to be met up right in the center by Hozo and company. Hadley trying to assist on the tackle as well. And it was caught near the line of scrimmage, only about, let's say, 2 yards he gained there off of that.
Yeah, so that's going to bring him 3rd down and 4 on the 13th. So there's, again, a couple things you need to do here. Contain, see if you can bring up a 4th down, make them make a decision.
As Holman again running to his right as the ball was snapped to. He's going to keep it himself, but he's going to be dropped right before the 1st down marker on the 11-yard line.
It's going to be close. That lead official, although he looks short right now, looks like they gave.
Hey, about 1.5 yards short, and I'm going to think they want to put the nail in the Eagles coffin here. This is the play of the game right now for JFK. They've got to make a stop.
Yeah, they don't have to score a touchdown with 2:38 and ticking. They just need to get a 1st down and take it to the 4th quarter. And then JFK's got to battle New Bremen and the clock.
2:29 and counting. 4th down on the 10-yard line. They only need 1 yard. And officials timeout, I believe. Timeout taken actually by New Bremen. So they're going to talk about this play a little bit. But Ethan Laza was the one that made that tackle to stop him right before the first down marker. So this is definitely a defensive stand that they will need.
A lot of people from the Valley talking on social media and on message boards about the Valley bringing home and being represented in 3 different state championship games, which is, again, something almost unheard of when you think about all the schools that compete for a state championship in whatever sport it is, and to have 3 schools that are so close in proximity to be represented. That's incredible. JFK, no matter what the score of this game is at the end, they have nothing to hang their hat about. Because at the end of the day, Dom, they play, in my opinion, the toughest schedule of any team in our valley and possibly in the state.
I agree. I agree without a doubt. And they played a couple of teams that a lot of people looked on and said, well, you know, we'll see what happens in this game. Well, we'll see what happens in this game. But they win against, of course, Sandusky Perkins. They had a close loss against Mogador. It's been something. Now the ball is going to be snapped to Holman. He's going to run forward for the first down as Holman again using his legs to continue to count down this clock. First down, Cardinals.
JFK will play anybody, anywhere. They're never going to back down. They play Division 3 teams, Division 4, Division 5, Division 6. They don't really play Division 7 teams until they line up for the playoffs. And, you know, it's just a trust of being there and being battle-tested and battle-ready, because your ultimate goal is to get to week 16 and let the cards fall as they might.
Holman takes it himself, and he's going to take it in for the 7-yard score. Touchdown, New Bremen Catholic.
Just a quarterback keeper. We saw it all day yesterday with Skurpak, Brock Lowry, and right now, Holman certainly making a name for himself. What do you think, Mike?
He's absolutely making a name for himself. This kid's everything that he's been billed. And, you know, like you said, going into this half, trying to take the ball from him, he's got that wrapped up like somebody gave him his favorite candy bar, and he's never going to let it go. And his leg strength, his vision, like, he is a total package. He has played a great game, and JFK just has not had an answer for him.
What is your favorite candy bar, Mike?
My go-to bars are Snickers or M&M's with peanuts, but every now and then I like to throw in a Payday or a Baby Ruth.
Oh, Dom, what's yours?
I'd have to go for a classic, maybe a Three Musketeers or maybe a Reese's if I'm feeling good.
Okay, until that wind blows. Hey, fans, you can take part in the.
What's yours, DJ?
I'm going to go with.
Sunday, December 11th.
I like Payday. I like Payday because I think not only am I always looking for a payday, but I think JFK is a big payday right now.
Sign up today at HallOfFameVillage.com.
The biggest thing they could do right now to still keep them in this game, how about a kick return for a touchdown? How about a special team splash play?
We need a splash play of some sort, that's for sure. I mean, if you can score in the next 2 minutes, in the next 1 minute, 57 seconds, listen, this game is far from over.
New Bremen with a total yardage of the day, 331 so far in this game. As now this is going to be grabbed again, this time from LaMarcus Provitt. And Provitt dropped the ball, and it's going to go the other direction into the hands of the Cardinals. Provitt has not had contained the ball the entire game today. And when he gets it in his hands to return the kick, it jumps out, and it goes into the hands of the Cardinals on the opposing 27-yard line.
He was just trying to do something. He was just trying to help his team get to the outside. And, you know, we talk about JFK going for the football. New Bremen punched that one out.
And it wasn't, I don't even believe anybody interfered on that strip. I believe it just got out of his arms.
It just popped out of his hands when he switched the guys.
So Holman going to keep this himself, trying to stiff arm Rossi. He does run it down the sideline, and he's got blockers in front of him, and he dives forward for the touchdown, 27 yards. I mean, my goodness, Holman. David Holman has had the game of his life.
He's a one-man band. This cat is a one-man band. He's a wrecking crew. And we saw some great quarterbacks throughout the weekend. Holman might be having the best game out of all of them.
37 to 6, excuse me.
233 yards on 24 attempts. You're averaging almost 10 yards a carry as a quarterback.
38 to 6. David Holman making a name for himself here in Canton at this Division VII championship game. We'll be right back after this one.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
And we're back after an incredible 27-yard rush from David Holman. It's been an incredible game for him in this offense so far. 38 to 6. New Bremen with an astounding lead. And because of that, as we see Thomas Easton going to take the kick return and going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. So because of this lead, 38 to 6, they will be starting a running clock.
Not what you want to hear if you're a Kennedy fan. I mean, you heard the PA announcer announce it, and the entire New Bremen, and they got a lot of fans out there.
They're in jubilation right now.
They got excited.
They definitely, in the student section, showed up, then showed out. And now the Eagles will have the ball on their own 30-yard line to possibly get a score to stop this clock. There's still time in this game. You don't stop playing until the clock hits 0. 1:11 remaining here in the third. Rossi back to pass, looking for a receiver, trying to look maybe for Hadley, and he does complete on the 31-yard line as he drives his legs forward onto the 37-yard line. So good gain there from Rossi to Hadley, as opposed from Hadley to Rossi. Those two, they connect in all sorts of different ways.
You know, and you talk about the relationships that these young men will have forever. The seniors especially. Coach Pro a couple weeks ago talked about these are his guys. He's going to make sure he keeps them out there as long as he possibly can.
So this is going to be a little bit of a handoff for Smith as he tries to cut around the edge, spins around, and gets tackled on the 40-yard line for a first down. Good run from Smith.
Mike talked about it. You're not going to get these points back in one score. So as the clock ticks down or the sun sets rather, on the third quarter, you got to find something that works for you. You got to find something to build on in this fourth quarter. You're going to need a lot of luck, a lot of help, but you're going to need a lot of opportunity. It starts right now.
We have 12 minutes to go before a state championship. State champion is crowned here for Division VII football. 38 to 6. We'll be right back for another 12 minutes on the clock. We will see you then.
Reliability. Innovation. Scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Jimmy Sugman here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
"12 minutes and counting on the clock in the fourth quarter. Warren JFK on their drive here with the last gasp of breath in this game. As Hadley's going to hand it off to Smith, and Smith going to try to cut around the edge, but to no avail, as he will get dragged down on the 42-yard line. So Antonio Smith, who's had a great season and a great playoff season, postseason, if you will. He's had a decent game today, but not enough worthy to put more points on the board. It's been a tough go-ahead. New Bremen defense has done a substantial job, able to get around the line and able to stop the run. As now they send Smith in motion, and Rossi back to pass. Rossi moving towards his right as he's going to try to, tuck it and take it himself, going to try to drive his legs forward, and he will be dragged down on the 46-yard line. Good play there from Rossi.
Little momentum for the Eagles. Again, up against the clock now as it continues to tick down. Under 11 minutes, and it's going to keep doing that.
Stop.
Mike, what you got?
Coach Terlogo told these guys heading to the fourth quarter, you have to finish this game. You have to finish it strong. It might not be the outcome we want, but you're going to play your hearts out.
What a great coach Terlogo is. He gets the reins handed him from Jeff Bayek four seasons ago. He's done a substantial job as Hadley keeps still dropping back for a pass, and he gets it complete to Smith, and Smith's going to get dropped down on the 43-yard line. Good completion, but not exactly what they would have liked. Like I talked about prior, Jeff Bayek, an amazing high school coach. Congratulations to him on his career. As now Hadley back to pass again, trying to look for another receiver. This time it's going to be Solera McCoy, and he gets stepped out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So counting down from 9:45 on the clock, they still go hurry up right now. As Hadley waiting back with a back to his right as Hadley takes the ball, throws it, and it's going to be picked off right at the line. What a play.
And you got to, at this point, you just have to tip your cap to New Bremen. I mean, they are just executing on every level. Offense, defense, special teams, and right there, it's not going your way when you've got defensive linemen picking off plays.
Carter Elking. That is a TJ Watt like interception.
It was. It really was. He went up in the air, brought it down, and again puts the ball in the hands of the team who leads 38.
My, oh, my. Well, Mike, I want to talk to you. What was your angle on that interception?
That was TJ Watt-esque. Any defensive lineman, you just get your hands up, and it just happened to settle in his belly. I had a perfect view of it. These guys are just coached well in New Bremen because every time the quarterback, whether it's been Hadley or Rossi, goes to throw, their hands are off. Probably the only way you're going to get them is maybe if you would pump fake it.
I mean, these guys are big, Mike. I mean, is there a significant size difference that you're seeing other than Pat Valent down there?
Yeah, I think across the board, the Cardinals are a little bigger. I mean, Pat Valent, without a doubt, is the biggest guy on the field. But you look at their guys across the field, they're all about the same size. But if you look at them from a height standpoint, they are probably all a good 2 to 3 inches taller than what the Eagles are. And when they sub out, it seems like the same size kids coming in. I mean, it's just has not gone the way JFK thought this would today.
6'2", 160. That's pretty much the prototype. Between 5'11 and 6'2 for New Bremen.
Shout out to the head coach for New Bremen, being Chris Schmidt. He spent 8 seasons at the school. He already has 1 state championship under his belt, and he's trying to get another here. Now they start at the 40-yard line, 9:20 and counting after that timeout. And again, there's going to be Schaefer carrying the ball, and he will get tripped down at the 39-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play, but Schaefer, he's had a pretty decent game running as well. He's pounded that rock down the Eagles' throats. Besides Holman, he's another guy that's just been fantastic across the board.
Yeah, when you look at him, he's got 16 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown. When he's got a long 13, he's averaging about 3 yards a carry. So playing that Jim Tressel ball, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
8:38 and counting here in the fourth quarter. As David Holman takes it and hands it off again to Schaefer, cutting around the outside and still trying to break tackles, and ends up diving forward for just a loss of a yard again.
And right now they're just trying to milk this clock like a cow.
And that's exactly what they're doing. 8:13 now on the clock. As they wait up in the huddle, wait until play clock winds down a little bit.
That boa constrictor just tightening up for JFK, and unfortunately things starting to become a reality with the silver trophy.
Well, New Bremen, who coming into this game 12-3, as now Holman's going to take it himself again and reach back towards the original line of scrimmage at the beginning of this drive at the 40-yard line. We'll set up for 4th down. But again, you had losses against Marion Local, Coldwater, and St. John. And that St. John loss was only by a score. Likewise with the Coldwater loss for New Bremen. But they've ever since they hit the postseason, they go 49-7, 39-8. A close one at Greenville, 26-22. But then a shutout in Fort Loramie at Sydney, 24-0. And then the state semifinal against Lima Central Catholic, 42-34.
Got on Mike after this play. I got a question for him, if we don't mind here.
Of course. So the punt going away. Nice punt. We haven't seen the punter out there too much recently, as Hozo's going to take it himself and run down and get a good return out of this as he's shaking through tackles. Hozo going down the line, and that's getting a little bit of momentum there. Now it's down on the opposing 42-yard line. So a nice return there for Ambrose Hozo.
Almost a perfect segue, Michael. You and I talked about it, a little bit of history on this senior-led Eagle team. A coach of yesteryear connected in some way.
Yeah, Hozo's grandfather is Tony Napolet. And when anybody ever mentions Warren JFK football, that is one of the first guys' names that comes to your mind. That's his grandson, and this is a personal thing for him. He was a water boy when he was 4 and 5 years old for this team. So it's just an amazing fact. Over to the other side, New Brennan's quarterback, if he hits 300 yards, it'll be 4 straight playoff games he's had over 300 yards rushing.
Wow. Hadley taking this one himself, as he was started on the 41 and ended up on the 38-yard line. But that is a heck of a stat for him. That's unfathomable.
Here's the crazy stat right now. You look at what JFK's done. He's got 231 yards and only 6 points to show for it.
Able to get it down the field, but not able to get the points, as Hadley this time is going to chuck it right onto the turf. for an incomplete pass.
Smart. I mean, I guess it's a smart. I mean, it doesn't stop the clock or anything, but smart play from a quarterback standpoint, just living to see another day. This team, you know, and I'd love for you to go down the seniors if you wouldn't mind at some point and shout them out. But
of course,
this team is going to be back. There's no doubt in my mind. People told them they wouldn't be back after what they lost last year, after what they lost with the Cam Hollabaugh class, and here they are in the state championship once again.
Hadley dropping back to pass, rolling to his left. He's backed up way behind the 50-yard line and actually gets dropped down on their own 45. So the ball was snapped at the 38, and it moved back all the way to their own 47. Correction. And it's just the defense. The defense has been substantial here for New Bremen. Of course, you know, with Carter Elking and Evan Einig. And then also on that side, I believe number 44 for New Bremen, Johnny Heidkep.
The game plan has been just executed at such a high level for New Bremen. Here's a perfect time for your senior shout-outs.
Yeah, we'll take a senior shout-out. Starting with Warren JFK, of course, number 7, Aiden Rossi. He's been a great receiver and quarterback over the course of the season. Braylon Dyson, number 8, running back and receiver as well. And then you go further down the line, and you have Abram Rivera. Shout out to him. He's one of my buddies back from Warren JFK. We were in the same homeroom together. He's always an incredible individual to meet and talk with. He's a great person to just have a good time with. But, you know, congratulations to him on a great season. Thomas Vallon, again.
Hometown hero.
Hometown hero.
One of my heroes. This young man's going to go on to do great things without a shadow of a doubt. Whatever he does, he's going to be a great one.
But he's put so much effort into this team and he's just an outstanding individual, of course. And then further down, you have the other senior, the other brother, Patrick Vallon.
Of course, the big fella. So much heart.
And then
6'4", 300 pounds, and his heart's about 299 of that.
And then lastly, the kicker, Saroj Sheth, who's had a great season as a kicker and has good time helping his team try to move in the right direction. As now they tried to do a little handoff over here as Hadley sent a pass to Rossi, and Rossi kind of pitched it a little lateral, if you will, but I think that was considered a forward pass.
I was going to say, let's not forget about, isn't Rossi and Hozo seniors? Yeah.
Well, I mentioned Rossi. I apologize. Ambrose Hozo. Last but not last, save the best for last, Ambrose Hozo. And he's
class act. All of these kids are I shouldn't say kids, these young adults, these young men are all class acts. They're again, you can say it's corny, but these young men are going to go on to be leaders of the communities that they live in, no matter where they go. And so many young men and women have graduated from this school to go on and do great things. You just hope we can keep them around here and watch them in person. But whatever these young men do, they're going to do it with all their heart, and they're going to do it at a championship level.
At the end of that play, that was a turnover on downs. 4 minutes and 20 seconds and now and counting on the clock. As the offense for New Bremen will snap the ball with Homan again, handing this one off. And he's going to be rocked down to the ground by Thomas Vallon. Still good play, still trying to play through the game. And the ball carrier on that play for for New Bremen is Carlos Velasco.
Caught up with TV yesterday, Thomas Vallon. He was at the Canfield game watching the Cardinals win their championship, and he was so excited for the opportunity to play in this game. He talked all week about the last time these two teams met up. It was the background on his phone's screensaver.
And Homan again handing this one off.
Or home screen. I guess we don't have screensavers anymore. But, you look at how far this program continues to overcome, and they don't have 60 guys on the roster. I mean, that's the majority of the kids at their school play football. It's incredible. Springfield is the only other school I've seen like that, where they have 100 kids that go to their school and 62% of their boys are playing football. JFK, I don't.
About 36 players on the team.
I was going to say, how many boys are actually in the school?
Well, I graduated with 38 people
That's what
in
I'm
my
saying.
class.
That's
So.
crazy.
2:43 on the clock. Again, handed off to Schaefer again. And drug down on the 36-yard line.
That's absolutely crazy to think of the stats and the championships that are filling the hallways at Warren JFK. Not just football, but these young people play at such a high level. And what's the best part about it is when people talk about the quote-unquote recruiting that goes on, the majority of these kids are legacy kids. And they're there for the academics because the academic standard is so high at Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. David Holman, a senior for New Bremen. Is that an amazing game? DJ, can you give me a stat line on David Holman's stats for today?
Sure. You want passing or rushing?
Let's start with rushing.
All right. So Holman, 25 attempts, 234 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 9.4 yards a carry. And passing, he's 7 for 9, 77 yards with a 149.6 QB rating. I think he safely would be the player of the game.
Unbelievably, yes. Without a question. As 4th down and 9, as they had to delay a game, they're going to punt this one away.
Does it even, I don't understand if it even matters to just keep having delay games. Just booted it away. This one looked like it was.
I thought it was going to go straight up, but it gets grabbed by Hozo on the 14-yard line. And they're going to switch sides for the final time here in this game.
And you feel for, obviously, coming up short of your ultimate goal, but I'm sure Coach Pro's down there telling his guys, finish the way we started. Finish with pride. Talk about blue pride that never leaves at Kennedy. These kids are going to walk or actually jog back onto the field with their head high and
heads up high.
Finish strong. Finish the way you start.
So Hadley with Hozo to his right side. Trips on the right, one receiver on the left. Hadley back to pass. As we wait, he's still being pressured from the right side, just going to get that one away. And it won't be intentional grounding. Braylon Dyson was in the area.
That's going to be it, I think.
27 seconds counting down. And will they get another play? It doesn't look like it. No, they're going to try to. 17 seconds.
There's that MAC chant again.
And they're going to get one last play under their belt.
I don't know if they are.
They're still set up for it. And nope. That'll be it. Well, you have the two-time state champions, New Bremen. Their championship back in 2020, and they repeat against the same team in 2022. New Bremen Cardinals as they're tackling each other on the field, and they're getting I believe the Gatorade ready to dump on their coach.
They missed.
Jeez.
Give it to Homan. He can't miss. In all seriousness, congratulations to New Bremen. Congratulations to Warren JFK.
Absolutely.
They represented our area so well all year. They never backed down from a challenge. Congratulations also to all of our area representation this week. The fans showed up. The team showed up. 2 for 3 is not bad, but I know this one's going to sting for JFK right now, but these kids are on for bigger and better things, and this program will continue to shine in Warren John F. Kennedy High School.
Well, they dunked the Gatorade on Chris Schmidt. Congratulations to him on a great season. And congratulations to Don Prologo on another amazing season for Warren JFK. They're not able to get the victory here in the state championship game, but it was a hard-fought battle through and through. And Mike, I'm going to send it down to you with your final thoughts for the game.
Well, nothing went JFK's way today. all the bounces seem to go New Bremen's way, and you're just not going to win games in this late of a playoff run. You have to have things go your way. You've got to execute. The run was there for JFK, but they couldn't stop the run, and that was the thing that was tough for them when it's going like that. But heart goes out to this JFK team. They never quit. They're resilient. They battle and battle and battle, and they try to do everything they can. So, I mean, it's just a tough one to go out on. Tom, can I grab you real
Not
quick?
right now.
Okay.
Hey.
He's going to pass on this one, guys.
I don't
That's
blame him.
okay.
Yeah, and that's fine.
He's going to go celebrate, or he's going to go congratulate his team on a great season and try to take care of his players. They've had a good one.
And he's going to go embrace every senior he's got, and I don't blame him. But
right.
He said weeks ago, again, these are his guys. And as a leader, Coach Prologo, second to none. He's a guy that wants to congratulate his kids on not just getting to this point this year, but what they've contributed to this program as he brings them up to accept their runners-up trophy as well.
We're going to wait here and wait for the announcement of the runner-up state trophy and the state trophy.
The 2022 OHSA Division 7 State Runner-Up Team, the Eagles from Warren John F. Kennedy High School. OHSA Board of Directors members Gina Franks and Paul Stone. Presenting the Division 7 State Runner-Up Trophy, please welcome Mr. Tim Street.
Before we give you this trophy, we need to say congratulations not only to you and all your community here and everyone watching at home, but a big congratulations to all of Mahoning Valley football. 3 teams in the state championship games from your area. What a season for Mahoning Valley football. JFK, 8 straight playoff appearances. 3 straight regional championships. And today you're going home with another football trophy case to go to your school. This is Gina Franks from the OHSA State Board of Directors. It's our honor on behalf of our board and staff and 818 member schools to give the Division 7 State Runner-Up Trophy to Warren JFK. Congratulations.
Let's give congratulations to our Division 7 State Runners-Up, the Eagles from Warren John F. Kennedy High School. And now it's time to recognize the OHSAA Division 7 State Championship team.
So as they recognize New Bremen for the state championship trophy, that'll be it from us. Warren JFK, congratulations on an amazing season. New Bremen, congratulations on a great season and getting the victory here. But your final score of this game, 38-6. DJ, any final thoughts?
Just congratulations, seniors, on again, leaving your legacy. I know it's not the way they necessarily dreamt about it last night and throughout their young lives, but they left a lasting impression on this program that many will never forget, myself included. You talk about those seniors and what they've done for this program. You talk about the leaders that they are. JFK certainly going to lose and miss these young men that are leaving the program for bigger things, but they will not flounder in a second place finish. They're going to continue to get better. Coach Prologo is a great coach. He's got a great coaching staff, and these juniors and on down are pretty talented as well. And I'm sure guys like Thomas Valent, Pat Valent, and the whole crew, Hozo and Rossi, are going to be watching very closely here on YSN for years to come with rooting interest for Warren John F. Kennedy.
But that'll be it from us. Thank you all so much for watching and listening here on YSN Live. Again, for myself, DJ Oakley, and Mike Ackelson, myself, Dom O'Brien, we wish you all good night and good luck, and we will see you in the basketball season.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to YSN Live.